So I have a piece of, I think that's 1/8 birch plywood, and then another piece of 1/2 inch plywood. And so I'm going to stain this background, cut the pattern out on here, and lay the pieces down onto the stained background. So we'll give it a shot. Okay. Now you can see this is the 1/6 or 1/8 of an inch thick piece birch plywood. I'm sanding it because if I don't, it'll still have these little ripply sort of bits in the grain that I want to get rid of from when they manufactured it. So I'm gonna get rid of that by sanding. Okay, this is a design I just got online that I really liked. I thought it was pretty cool. And this is a graphite, actually I don't think it's graphite, but it's used for doing tattoo stencils. I used to be a tattoo artist, and this is what we use to transfer designs onto skin. Just put it underneath the design and then go back with a pen and outline the entire thing, and it will actually transfer the entire design onto the wood really well. That way you don't have to glue anything down. It works perfectly. Now that we have our pattern on the wood, we can take it and cut it out on the scroll saw. Okay, my plan. This is what I figured out and what I think I'm going to do. So it's going to be this design on the dark background, raised up just a little bit with a piece separating it, LEDs backlighting it. I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be cute. Okay, now I have traced lightly the outline of that onto here, so I'm going to cut around it now. That will leave room for the LEDs, but also add some support material to keep it up off the background. Now, time to glue this onto that. My clamping solution. It's underneath there. What I'm going to do is map out where I want these to go around and just see if I have enough and can get the spacing right. I'm going to make sure that the LEDs are pointing in so that they will add that nice effect, that glowing outer edge. Alright, now that I know that the lights are going to work and reach all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and give it another quick sand and then hit it with a coat of polyurethane. It seemed like a weird order of steps to be taking, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a coat of polyurethane on this also. Okay, everything's dry. I went ahead and marked out the outside edge of the piece that's going on top. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, and also I'm going to cut out where the battery box, it's 3 by 2, so I'm just going to cut that out so when I put the other piece on top it'll cover it up, but it will be accessible from the back side. See where I cut out that spot for the battery pack, I need to mark lines where that is on the back side. That way we can know how to run the wires back to that point. We may have to carve out like a little channel for the wires, so let's do that. Okay, as you can see, I have done this little twisty thing with these lights in order to get the lights spaced a little closer together. I just did a loop, squished it, and then twisted it up to do this, and then also checking periodically to make sure I didn't rub off any of the insulation on this copper wire, because this is just, I'm pretty sure, just sprayed in some kind of varnish to insulate the wires. And if you scratch through and the wires touch, it'll create a short and then your lights won't work. So make sure to check. Okay, while we're waiting for the hot glue gun to warm up, we're gonna go ahead and carve a little channel for the wire to run. Okay, I also noticed during testing that I could actually see through this piece of wood, the LEDs, like I could actually see a little glowing dot from the other side. So what I'm going to do is throw on some black paint. Hopefully this will help stop any bleeding through of the light. Okay, paint's dry. Now it's time to hot glue on the lights. By the way, I forgot to mention that these lights are the same exact lights that I used in this video to backlight the carving, to give it that effect. Yeah. Well, I was afraid of this. You can see the lights go quite a ways past the end here. So what I'm going to do is just basically cut it off, resolder, and heat shrink the wires just to make them shorter so they'll fit. Alright, all the electrical is completely done. What I'm going to do next is glue on the back. The wood glue I got is actually a CA type glue. The label fell off, but that's what I'm going to try. The reason I'm not using regular wood glue is because I've already stained and finished the backing material, so the regular wood glue would not stick well. So I'm trying something new. Okay, all these little pieces, they need to be suspended or raised above the background just like the rest. So what I did was I outlined them, and then I am going to cut out these small pieces that will be glued on to the back of them, so it will keep them raised up. See, I've got the piece cut out. This is the front, so the back will have this piece that I'll glue on, so when I flip it over, stick it down, it will keep this raised off the back. Okay, now what I'm going to do is draw on very lightly with some pencil all those rose petals onto here, and then going to go back with a little bit of thinned down crimson red oil paint and paint in the rose petals. Okie dokie. This is some of my reclaimed maple that I got, you know, from the side of the road. I just ran it on the table saw, did some sanding to it. But now I'm having to hand fit each one of these. That way they'll fit with each other and fit with this perfectly imperfect rectangle. So yeah, lots of sanding up ahead. I'm not gonna actually show that because, well, sanding's boring. So I'll just show you when I come to glue it up. Right, now I have all of the frame material where I want it. So now I'm just gonna go back and put glue on it, glue it up. Yeah, so that's what I came up with. Alright, I'm adding these little corner brackets to help with the stability of the frame. Everything is dry, and now I'm just going back over it. Every surface with 300 and something grit sandpaper. And then I'm going to put another coat of polyurethane, then do a light sanding, and then another coat of polyurethane. Alright, the piece is finished. It's got all the coats of polyurethane on it. And that maple is just a little darker. I think it looks really good with the lighter background. And then also the dark background really makes it stand out well with the light background. So let's take it inside and see what it looks like when you turn the lights off. Okay, we're inside, and I apologize ahead of time. My phone doesn't do that great in low light, but we're going to turn it on. Little push button in back. Now we're going to turn the light off, and you'll see that now it is just showing the silhouette. Also, this battery pack, the light, it's on a timer. I think it turns off after like 10 hours, so you can turn it on at night. In the morning it'll turn off, and yeah, I think that looks really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave me a like, and if you would like to see more of my projects, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.